that, we are ready to introduce our live guests tonight. Very pleased to welcome the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers. This is a fun new project produced by our friend Stuart Oliver, featuring songs that were written by Dean Steves, who will be joining us as well here tonight, along with a great group of players. And they'll be celebrating this weekend with a release show over at Monterey Court, Sunday, February 23rd. So without further ado, live from Studio 2A, here's the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers.
Ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, warm up those transistors and heat up those wires, because here comes Gary Dean III, the Georgia Kid.
I was on a hot tin roof under a strawberry moon. I was drinking orchid juice, she looked like a cartoon. Oh, my ginger kid, and she creeps up on you slow. Oh, she's always ready to go. She's ready to go, yeah. She's ready to go. Every note from my guitar was like a maiden call. Out on the dance floor, she was all whiskers and paws. Oh, my ginger kid, and she creeps up on you slow. Oh, she's always ready to go. Ready to go. She's ready to go.
This next one is on the CD. It's a little swingy little tune called Ask Her to Dance.
The first step to the two-step is the first step to romance. Don't be the fool sitting on the stool. Ask her to dance. The first step to the two-step is be willing to take a chance. Walk up to that girl, give it a whirl, ask her to dance. Get up and ask her to dance. Hitch up your cowboy pants. You don't know what you're missing, might lead to kissing. Ask her to dance. Get up and ask her to dance. Take her by the hand. You don't know what you're missing, it might lead to kissing. Ask her to dance. Two-step is refusing to say you can't. You have to admit that's a sexy outfit. Ask her to dance. The first step to the two-step is the first step to romance. Walk up to that girl, give it a whirl, ask her to dance. Get up and ask her to dance. Hitch up your cowboy pants. You don't know what you're missing, might lead to kissing. Ask her to dance. Get up and ask her to dance. Take her by her pretty hand. You don't know what you're missing, might lead to kissing. I love to see those denim diamonds glisten. The floor is calling, you better listen. Ask her to dance.
All right, gonna buy a little house. We're gonna buy a little house.
We're gonna buy a little house. Gonna have 2 kittens, maybe 3.
All the cats you can wrangle.
Park a pickup truck in the driveway. I'm gonna get a little job, start on Monday. Get a big paycheck every Friday. Gonna get a little wife, have a wedding day. I'm gonna listen good, do things her way. I'm gonna have some kids, teach them the true way to dance and sing their blues away. Gonna walk a free man down the hallway. If this judge sees it my way, gonna do my time, do it the hard way. If this judge says not today, I'm gonna take that road, the rocky pathway. It's too late for me anyway. Buy a little house out by the highway. Park a pickup truck in the driveway. Gonna get a little job, start on Monday. Get a big paycheck every Friday.
All right, got one more little song. It's just nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Carnival. Some were carousels, some were tilt-a-whirls, some were roller coasters, some a haunted house. And I put my hand under many an open blouse. I look into my crystal ball, and sometimes it's romance, sometimes it's magic, and sometimes it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. I've seen the three-ring circus, seen the county fair, and I had my poor heart broke. It seemed beyond repair. I bought a lot of tickets, I've taken a lot of rides, and I found myself alone again with no one by my side. I look into my crystal ball. Sometimes it's romance, sometimes it's magic, sometimes it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. To my crystal ball. Sometimes it's romance, sometimes it's magic, and sometimes it's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. It's nothing at all.
You're tuned in to 91.3 KXCI Tucson. My name's Matt Milner, live in Studio 2A with the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers. Thanks for coming down tonight, everybody.
Thanks for having us, Matt.
So why don't we start off by going around and doing some introductions. Let us know who you are and what your contribution to this project is. And why don't we start over here?
All right. My name is Dean Steves. I wrote some of these songs.
Thanks, Dean.
Hey there, I'm Juliana Murphy, also known as Miss Kitty. And
That's Miss Kitty right there.
play acoustic guitar and backing vocals.
Jerry Dean III, the Georgia Kid. and it sure is a pleasure to be down at KXCI singing for you nice people tonight. Guitar, keyboards, and head cat wrangler.
Hi, I'm Pete. I'm playing the bass.
That's Pete on the bass, also known as Meat Hooks. Professor Meat Hooks. He's a learned man.
My name is Mike Brennan, and I'm playing drums for the Georgia Kid.
All right. Well, thanks all for coming down tonight. This is a fun project. Glad we get to share this music with everyone, and I want to talk a little bit about the origin of this project. So, why don't we start with you, Dean? Seeing as you were the genesis behind a lot of these songs here, where did this project start from your perspective?
I am friends with Pete Swan, who's a maven of jazz here in Tucson. And at a party one night, we were talking about music, and I said, I wrote some songs. He said, really? I'd like to hear them. So I went over to Pete Swan's house one day, and he had me sing in my horrible amateur voice these songs I had written. Yeah. And he said, these are kind of interesting. And then weeks and weeks and weeks go by, and I get a call from Stuart Oliver. Mm-hmm. He says, I got your songs, and I'm going to make them into music. I said, who are you? And he said, Pete Swan gave me these songs, and I think I'm the producer for you. Huh? And he put together some rough tracks, and I fought him tooth and nail for about 3 months. And finally, I just let it go and let him do what he does best. Uh-huh. And he made them into beautiful songs, and we put together an album called Almost Man. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. Yep. And so that turned out so well. I said, well, he said, you have any more songs? I said, yeah, I got about 1 million of them. So I sent him a bunch more songs, and he did the same thing. He's the man. He makes magic when it comes to arranging and making music. He turned these scratchy little lyrics of mine into real songs, and I'm really gratified about it.
Yeah. Well, they're great lyrics. I mean, and it's all already there with his songs, So I just kind of walked in. I feel like I just opened the door into your subconscious world, and pulled up a chair, and I just kind of sat and watched for a little bit. And anyway, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. It's one of those magical things, examples of synchronicity that someone would come along and I just think we work well together.
Got nothing on us.
So, Dean, I'm curious, when you were sharing these songs originally, let's talk, at least for this batch, this newer album, did you have a sense for how you thought Stuart would shape them into a final product? And if so, how close was it to where you ended up?
Yeah, I always have an idea, I think, I always say to myself, all the songs I write are Willie Nelson songs, So I kind of hear that, you know. And then there's Roy Orbison, and there's all these classic songwriters that I grew up with. So when it comes to writing songs, I want to write a popular song. I want a song that's going to be on the radio and people will say, I like that song. It's really old-fashioned in terms of my mind. And I bring him to Stuart, and he puts layers and layers and layers on top of that, and it really brings out the magic for me.
So for this batch of songs, how will they enter the world? How can people find them?
The first unveiling, I guess, this is actually really the Cat Wranglers. It's kind of our first gig tonight.
There we go.
We've got this next Sunday coming up. We've got the big CD release show at Monterey Court. It's Sunday at 6 p.m., February 23rd. It's P.D. Ronstadt's monthly showcase he does, and if anyone's heard P.D. Ronstadt and his band, The Company, they really put on a great show. So we're going to be sharing the stage with them, bringing on a ton of special guests. That some of them are here tonight, but we'll have Dan over from the Blue Prairie Dogs, have Heather Hardy from of Heather Hardy fame, violinist Heather Hardy, who's also on the CD. So a lot of people on the CD. And Pete Swan, as Dee mentioned, he's not on the CD. I mean, he's not at the show because he's got 5 gigs that night or something. But
He's the hardest working man in show business.
yeah, he is. But he really helped a lot with this project. But luckily we were able to get Mike, and he's doing a great job. And yeah, it's going to be an extravaganza. I mean, we're gonna try to get all those people on stage.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite an accomplishment in itself. I don't remember all the notes. So reservations are recommended too, because I think we're gonna have a big show there. I sure hope so.
Good.
Monterey Court,
Yeah.
fantastic venue for seeing music. So
Yeah, should be a nice weekend. And I'm curious, for the first batch of songs you put out a few years back, was there a live iteration for those songs, or will this be the first time that any of these songs are getting played out live?
I think this is it, right? This is the first time you've done live all of this stuff.
Yeah.
There was the folk festival. You did a bunch of songs there at the folk festival and here in Tucson. And,
that's right. Yeah, we
yeah,
had a gig.
yeah, that was a nice gig.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great. Tucson's a great music city. Great audiences. Really appreciative. They turn out.
Yeah.
They're responsive and they're supportive. It's really fabulous.
It's a great place to make music too, because all these great musicians,
Yeah.
like Miss Kitty and the gang here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So need hooks.
So why don't we get into our next batch of songs here from the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers. And once again, this Sunday, February 23rd, Monterey Court, 6 o'clock for the CD release show.
That's all right. Thank you, Matt. I'd like to send this one out to the original Miss Kitty out there, listening in Picture Rocks, gathered around with all the other kitties and the goats. This one's called A Pair of Hearts. I think it's one of Dean's most beautiful songs. Aces can be high or low. Kings may rule the land. Holding queens is a thrill. When they're jacks are better than nothing. Finding tens is rare. All you really need to win is just a simple pair. Nothing beats a pair of hearts. It's a winner every time. Nothing beats a pair of hearts when one heart's yours and one heart's mine. Two of a kind can win the game. Don't even have to bluff. Never ever fold them. A simple pair's enough. But nothing beats a simple pair. A pair of beating hearts. Nothing beats a simple pair. Hearts never split apart. Nothing beats a pair of hearts. It's a winner every time. Nothing beats a pair of hearts when one heart's yours and one heart's mine. Nothing beats a pair of hearts. Nothing beats a pair of hearts. Nothing beats like a pair of hearts.
Here's a Valentine's Day song for you.
Was that a Valentine's Day song? Oh, good. We got another love song. What's this one called, Miss Kitty?
This is a sweet little song called I Think of You.
No time. Every time I see the moon, I think of you. Every time I see the stars, I think of you. Every time I hear a laugh, I think of you. Every time I close my eyes, I think of you. Every time when I come home, the place is empty, I'm all alone. Every time the heart beats, I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. I think of you. Every time the sun comes up, I think of you. Every time the tide rolls in, I think of you. Every time I hear a cry, I think of you. Every time I close my eyes, I think of you. Every time when I come home, the place is empty, I'm all alone. Every time my heart beats, I think of you. I think of you. Oh, I think of you. I think of you.
All right, we just got all the love going today. This one's about that sweet, sweet love that's as strong as King Kong. That's a strong
love. My love for you is as strong as King Kong. It's as wide as all outside. It's as high as the sky. Oh me, oh my. It's as strong as King Kong. My love for you is as strong as King Kong. It's as full as the highest tide. It's as happy as a song. A ding dong, ding dong. It's as strong as King Kong. Here we go. My love for you is as strong as King Kong. It's as wide as a country mile. It's as wide as the Nile. Oh, as bright as a smile. As strong as King Kong. My love for you is as strong as King Kong. It's as tall as the Empire State. It's as grand as the Golden Gate. Together we belong. Strong as King Kong, that's right. And now I believe Miss Kitty, we're going to do one of Miss Kitty's songs.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise known as Juliana Murphy.
Thanks, kid.
That was fun, man.
There's a contractual stipulation that I use a Telecaster for all of Miss Kitty's songs.
Yes. Telecaster forever. Always.
Oh, sorry about that's.
All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Silly things like facts. Who needs a nail and hammer when you swing a big old axe? Chop that tree of knowledge down. Why don't you try your hand at building something here on common ground? Black or white, might makes right. You won't stop till you've got it all. But if you lose that lash on your one-track mind, you might just find there's quite enough to go around. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Black or white, might makes right. You won't stop till you've got it all. But if you lose that latch on your one-track mind, you might just find there's quite enough to go around. You keep your right and wrong lined up on your little chart. One day you'll find your black and white words blown apart. Nothing but gray all around. Why to go, Miss Kitty.
Well, thanks.
You're listening to the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers here live in Studio 2A on Locals Only in advance of the CD release show this Sunday at Monterey Court, 6 to 9 p.m. Thanks again for coming down tonight, everybody.
Great to be here.
For having us.
So, gotta know, where did the name come from? Both names, Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers.
Where did? Yeah, well, when this project kind of kicked off, and I'd worked already with Dean,
Uh-huh.
and and we really enjoyed making something together, and thought it had potential. And in the interim, I graduated with a degree and went off to try and make my fortune in the honky tonks and churches of Tucson as a musician. I don't know how that works, but that's how it ended up happening. And so I fell in, actually thanks to our drummer Mike. He got me in with a gig at Eddie's Cocktails, far, far in the deep east Tucson, playing with Randy Cheatham's this good band he put together of the usual suspects of Tucson's country scene.
Mm.
And this was a whole new world. I grew up in this scene, playing in a lot of the downtown clubs, and
Mm-hmm.
not really being part of that. But that I don't know if I didn't know that there's this huge country scene. People love to come out and dance, and all this listen to George Strait and a slew of just this classic country that is just really pretty special, I think. And Tucson's a really good place for it. So I fell in with these guys that have been doing this for a long time, and I was kind of the new kid on the block. So I became the Georgia Kid, being that I hail from North Georgia originally, and that's about it. That's my country name.
And how did these become the Cat Wranglers?
How did you guys become the Cat Wranglers?
Just some cats that need it.
Yeah, I
I
guess
guess
so.
so. So
Trying to get them together for a rehearsal schedule.
There you
There's
go.
the Cat Wrangler right there. Yeah.
I think there's an action shot back there on that sign about when that moment happened.
Yeah.
When the Cat Wranglers were named.
If there's anybody who's listening but has access to a screen right now, you can head over to KXCI's YouTube page or Facebook page, either one of them, watch live streaming video and see an amazing sign that Bridget did that depicts the cat wrangling in action in all its glory. And it's very special.
It'll be painted on the bass drum the next time you see him. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
thank you, Bridget, for that.
Yeah, it's very
Later
cool.
whole night.
So we got to hear one of your songs, Juliana, there. So tell me about the songs that have been integrated into this that didn't originate with Dean. What was the spirit behind these songs that made it kind of integrate with this project?
For these songs, the kid and I met during a showcase at Monterey Court, and I was playing some of these songs, and he just jumped in, and it was magic, and we really enjoyed playing together. And so, when the Cat Wranglers started being wrangled in, I was very excited to get to come play. And just some of these are songs that I moved here to Tucson from Austin about 5 years ago. And that last song we played, I wrote about 12 years ago, but unfortunately still relevant as it hangs out. But it just sounded good with these awesome musicians. And so they just kind of blended in. And we share a similar country, not country sensibility, coming from countrified places, being not super country folk.
You're a little like the Austin Kid.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sort of. Did you say you came from Austin?
I moved here from Austin, originally from San Antonio. So I could just be the San Antonio Rose. Can you call yourself that? I don't think you can.
Well, yeah.
We can call you that.
call
All
you
right,
that.
sweet.
There you go.
That's
It's done.
Great.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Dean, one thing I'm curious about especially with the CD coming out here, when you listen to these songs and you hear everyone else's contributions and you hear your own words, Do they sound like they're yours? Do they sound like they're the product of another mind, of a collaboration, or like they just sort of appeared in the universe?
I listen to them on different levels. You know, these are the songs I wrote. I remember putting these words on the paper. I remember thinking to myself, this is a song. I remember giving them to Stuart, and then when he sends them back, they have transmogrified into something so much bigger and better than I could ever have imagined them.
Yeah.
So I listen to them on that level as well. And then every once in a while, I throw the CD into my player in the car, and I say, "Man, I forgot that." You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fresh for me every time I listen to them. It's just a thrill. It's real special.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So this Sunday, February 23rd, will be the release at Monterey Court, 6 o'clock, 6 to 9, that is. Yes, and for our last set, you're going to have some special guests. So why don't we do another introduction and jump right in?
Awesome. Well, part of why I thought that this collection of songs was just, I really took to it, is because, Dean, his wife is a pastor in a church, and after I got out of school, I was working in the churches and the honky tonks, and he sent me this bunch of songs, and it was like, this is churches and the honky tonks. This is Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. You know.
There you go.
So what we do have is some of the gospel tunes that he put together, which are I think just so great. So I'm going to bring in for that one of the members of our choir at Lord of Grace Lutheran Church, where I'm the praise leader up there. But first, a very special guest, Miss Annie Hawkins, who I work with in a duo. We actually have a gig coming up in Congress on April 4th. So we do a lot of stuff together. And she joined me in the studio for this one called He Had a Way with Words. This was a long time in the making, this song. And do we have your mic on, Miss Annie?
Do we? I don't know.
Is there any way to get her in my ears here? Fantastic. All right, so this is one of my favorites, a duo with Ms. Annie Hawkins.
Sorry if I gave him a chance. Said I wouldn't be sorry if I gave him
Thanks, Miss Annie. And we'll bring in Sister Cindy from the Lord Gary's Praise team here. But first I'm going to do a song that Dean wrote for his church, and I like to sing it for mine. This is just a piano. I get hugs from all the women, handshakes from the men, even kisses on the cheek every now and then. I hear laughter in the doorway and chatter in the aisle from people who will pray together in a little while. I listen to the sermon and to our little choir. We pray for one another. It's a very special hour. Yes, it is. I sit with friends and families I see just once a week. Then we stand and sing along about the sinners and the meek. My sins have been forgiven. I'm so happy I could cry. I love these people and this church until the day I die. I listen to the sermon and to our little choir. We pray for one another. It's a very special hour. We pray for one another. It's a very special hour.
We have another one of the sweet gospel tunes. And this one is called Sing This Song.
We do want to give a shout out to our other member, Sister Phyllis Tigger, who couldn't be here tonight because she had an unfortunate
back injury.
Oh,
poor thing.
So we're thinking about her tonight. Thanks, Phyllis. Sorry you couldn't be with us, but you're here anyway. Find a bed for all the homeless. I can't feed all the hungry people. Lord, I always seem so powerless till I sit beneath your steeple. I can't stop the haters from hating. I can't stop this endless war. Or sometimes I feel like I'm waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I can't make my neighbor love his neighbor like my God loved his only son. I can't make a doubter into a believer. I can't make faith where there's none. All I can do is sing this song and pray that you will sing along. Sing about the love there the strength to do my best and the courage to face all the rest. Okay. Guess we're going into our last tune here. So I just want to thank everyone for listening tonight. We sure appreciate it. Come check out our show. This one's called, what's this one called, Miss Kitty?
This one is called When Mama Preached the Bible.
Mama Preached the Bible. I like the sound of that one.
Mm-hmm.
When Mama Preached the Bible. When Mama preached the Bible, no soul went unsaved. When Mama preached the Bible, you got more than you gave. When Mama preached forgiveness, God would always answer. When Mama preached forgiveness, God could not deny her. And no soul went unsaved. 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 When Mama sang the hymnal, angels loved. When Mama preached the Bible, you got more than you gave. When Mama sang the hymnal, angels would applaud her. When Mama sang the hymnal, God's love just got wider. And no soul went unsaved. 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 Oh, pick it up. When Mama preached the Bible, no soul went unsaved. When Mama preached the Bible, you got more than you gave. When Mama preached forgiveness, God would always answer. When Mama preached forgiveness, God could not deny her. Let no soul go unsaved. 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 Let no soul go unsaved.
You've been listening to the Georgia Kid and the Cat Wranglers live here in Studio 2A in advance of their CD release show Sunday, February 23rd, 6 to 9 at Monterey Court. Thanks to the Georgia Kid.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks
to
for having us.
Miss Kitty and the rest of the Cat Wranglers. Thanks to Dean Steves. Thanks to everybody for coming down tonight, sharing this wonderful music.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, have a great night, everybody. Have a great week. Locals Only will be back next Monday. In the interim, you get the great pleasure of listening to Soul Stories. Have a great night.